All right. James, thank you for dropping a comment in the chat. Can you all hear me okay? That's Watson. Watson is laying down right behind me. All right. Let's see. How is the sound? So I just dropped a comment in the chat. Hopefully you all can see it. It is a different setup on my end when I'm going live versus your end when you're watching the live stream. So hopefully the sound is good. Okay, perfect. All right, my friends, thank you. So today we're going to be doing a guided meditation on releasing fear and anxiety because I think that we could all use it, including myself. You know, fear, having anxieties is something I think a lot of people have been experiencing. Oh, take that off. I had the little plastic thing on the camera. So we're going to be working on doing some grounding because earthing and grounding is one of the best ways that you can help to reduce anxiety and get rid of it. So we're going to focus on that today. If you would like to grab a glass of water or a pair of headphones so that you can listen through headphones, I definitely recommend that. If you're watching the replay, you can fast forward to the moment where I raise the bells, the symbols, and once you hear the bells, that's when the meditation begins. I think that's pretty much it. So please know that you can either meditate sitting or lying down. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever feels best for you. So if you want to get comfy, a lot of times I like to kind of half sit, half lie down in my bed, prop myself up with some pillows. So just do what feels best for you. And if you fall asleep, that's okay. That's good. That means you're in a very deep meditative state. All right, so let me turn the music on. And we'll assess how loud that is. I don't want it to be too loud. Whoop. Oh. All right. So you all can let me know if the music is too loud because I still want you to be able to hear me. Hi, Ladybug. Hi, Sunshine. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for joining. So we've got 4 people watching right now. That's amazing. There's something about the number 4. I've been seeing it a lot recently. So that is a good number right there. All right. So there's the music. If you could just let me know in the chat if you are able to still hear me okay, as well as hearing the music. Hi, Tasha. Oh, I love that your YouTube name is also the same as your business, Rooted Essentials. I love it. Fantastic. All right, friends, how is the volume with the music? Is that too loud or can you still hear me? I just want to make sure you can still hear me. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, my friends. Well, if you are ready to get started, then go ahead and find a comfortable position. Oh, perfect. It's fine on your end. Thank you, Ladybug. I'm glad to hear that. All right, and I have written down the meditation because I wanted to make sure that I could keep a very cohesive train of thought. Sometimes I tend to go off in la la land. So I wrote down the meditation just to keep us on track. And when you're ready, go ahead and finding a comfortable position, either lying or sitting tall. When you're ready, you just gently begin to close down the eyes. Together we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, taking another gentle, deep breath in through the nose as you fill up the belly, the chest expands. And an open mouth exhale as the belly begins to soften. We'll take a moment to set sacred space as we call in the highest version of Archangel Michael. We call on Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Raphael. We call on the highest version of Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary. We call on the highest version of our spirit guides, our spirit team, to assist us and support us. We call in the highest version of our ancestors in love and light. And taking a gentle breath in and an open mouth exhale. Taking a moment to notice any shifts in the energy of the space that you are in, or even in your physical body, as these loving beings begin to enter and surround us. When you're ready, gently bringing awareness to the forehead. Allow the forehead to begin to relax as the brow softens. Drawing the attention to the tip of the nose, relaxing. The right cheek relaxes. The left cheek. Right ear begins to relax. Left ear. Relaxing the jaw, slightly separating the teeth, allowing the tongue to rest away from the roof of the mouth. The muscles around the neck begin to soften and relax. The throat relaxes, going deeper and deeper. The right shoulder relaxes. Right elbow. Right wrist. Left shoulder. Left elbow. And left wrist. The right palm relaxes. Left palm. The upper back relaxes, going deeper and deeper. Middle back and low back. Relaxing muscle away from bone. Muscles around the rib cage begin to soften. The belly is calm and relaxed. The right hip relaxes. Right knee. Right ankle. Left hip. Left knee. Left ankle. Relaxing deeper and deeper. Sole of the right foot begins to soften. The toes relax. Left sole. Left toes. Taking a gentle breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, feel the physical body begin to sink and relax, feeling peaceful and safe. We'll take a gentle scan starting at the top of the head, right at the crown chakra. Gently draw your awareness towards the top of the head. As you slowly draw the awareness down the body into the third eye, the space between the brows, moving the awareness through the cheeks and the jaw, allowing all muscles to relax. The awareness moves down the neck into the throat, across the shoulders, all the way down the back, drawing the awareness along the front of the chest, over the belly, relaxing, drawing the awareness over the hips, the fronts and the backs of the legs, allowing the muscles to relax. Drawing the awareness all the way down the legs, out of the tip of the toes. Feeling calm and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, allow your breathing to return to its comfortable pace. And with the eyes closed, I want you to imagine that you are standing at the entrance of a forest. Looking around, you can see the beautiful tall trees with lush green leaves. You feel a gentle, warm breeze against your skin. The leaves are moving gently with the wind as it flows between their branches. You look up at the crystal blue sky, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. The temperature is perfect. Looking down now at your bare feet, you become aware of the earth beneath you. The ground feels slightly cool, wiggling your toes in the dirt as a smile crosses your face. You remember this feeling. Now taking a step into the forest, you notice that a path begins to appear before you. While you may not yet know where this path leads, you know that it is safe to proceed. Walking into the forest now, you can see that it is dense with many trees. The forest is illuminated by the golden light of the sun. Walking deeper into the forest, you can hear the most beautiful song being sung by the birds as they fly among the trees. A beautiful yellow butterfly lands softly on your shoulder. It feels as though this butterfly is welcoming you home into the forest. You continue your journey with the butterfly on your shoulder, becoming aware of the lush vegetation around you, the plants, the patches of moss covering the ground, and off in the distance ahead you notice a large tree that stands out amongst the others. You feel connected to this tree. Without hesitation, you begin to walk towards it. Coming upon the tree, you stand in awe of its beauty, taking a moment to become aware of the size, the fullness of its branches. And at the base of this tree is a patch of moss covering a large area. Sitting down now on the moss, you rest your back against the tree. As you lean back, you find it so comfortable, as if the tree were hugging and holding you. You close your eyes, taking a deep breath in and letting out a sigh. Welcome home. As you sit at the base of this tree, begin to envision all fear melting down the body through the root chakra at the base of the spine, sending any fear into the earth below you. Continuing to breathe deeply and gently, relaxing even further. The earth receives all of your worries and fears with compassion and gratitude, knowing that no fear is too much or too large for Mother Earth to absorb and transmute. As the fear continues to melt away deep into the earth, a lightness overcomes your physical body. And the earth below you sends a healing and calming energy up through your root chakra. This energy is a radiant white light that enters the root chakra, coming from deep within the earth. The earth is absorbing any fear and worry that you may have, and at the same time is sending up so much love. As this radiant white light from the earth enters the root chakra, it cleanses, harmonizes, and balances that space right at the base of the spine. Rising up through the sacral chakra, below the belly button, this white light once again balancing, harmonizing, and cleansing. You can feel the energy as it's gathered here now. Continuing to breathe, continuing to surrender into this feeling, knowing that you are safe. This loving energy moves up through the solar plexus chakra, just below the ribcage, filling the lower half of your body now with this white light. You can feel this light as it begins to balance the solar plexus, that space just below the ribcage, our seat of power. harmonizing, bringing the chakra into perfect alignment and harmony. Now breathing in this light from the earth as it makes its way into the heart space. It fills your entire chest with a big, beautiful white light. With every gentle breath, this light grows brighter and stronger. Taking a moment to feel into the heart space, feeling the love from the earth, feeling grounded and safe. Continuing to breathe, surrender. The light begins to move up the chest into the throat chakra, cleansing and clearing. Repeating these words either in your mind's eye or out loud. It is safe to be in my body. It is safe to speak my truth and share my gifts with others. Breathing it in through the nose and out through the mouth. Moving the light up the neck into the third eye, the space between the brows. Feeling this beautiful white light as it balances and harmonizes this energy center. The light continues to rise out of the crown chakra, up through the top of the head, and sending this light up into the sky, connecting with the stars and source energy. You are now a pillar of light, grounded and held by the earth, connected to the cosmos. You are pure light, the energy of love, connected to all things. I will give you a few moments in this space to simply be. You will hear 3 bells when it is time to journey back. Continuing to breathe, relax, and surrender. Enjoy this feeling. gentle breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling the safety, the peace, and the comfort of sitting at the base of this very special tree. And in your mind's eye, taking your hands palms face down, grounding them onto the moss below you. Taking a moment to extend gratitude to the planet. Gently now beginning to stand at the base of the tree. As you turn to face your tree, with arms open wide, hugging this tree, allowing the cheek to rest gently against the bark. Thanking the tree for this feeling of comfort and safety. Breathing in and out. And when you're ready, gently beginning to make your way down the same path that you entered the forest. The yellow butterfly reappears on your shoulder. Taking notice of the plants, once again the bird song, as you make your way out of the forest with a renewed energy, with a sense of calm and peace. Coming now to the edge of the forest, back to the same place that you entered. Take a moment to turn, looking back to the forest, back to where you came, knowing that you can return to this place at any time. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Gently wiggling the fingers and toes. Calling all of your energy to come back to you as one, back into the present moment. Maybe you gently rock the head from side to side, just bringing a soft awareness back into the body. Gently moving the arms and legs as needed. Once again, calling all of you into this present moment. And when you feel ready, gently begin to open the eyes. And once the eyes are open, take a moment to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Thank you, friends. I would love to know how you're feeling. So if you did by chance happen to feel very peaceful and grounded while you were in the forest, please know This is a feeling that you can activate at any given time. Sandra, wow, that was beautiful. Oh, yay! I'm so glad. I am so glad. I think we often forget that feeling that connects us to the planet. So my encouragement to you is to let your feelings be your barometer. So notice how you feel. So when anxiety does come forward, when you have thoughts of worry, then what I would love for you to do is to remember, and it will take practice, but remember that same feeling that you just experienced in the forest, where you were just a pillar of light connected from sky to earth. You were just the vibration of love. There was no worry. There was no fear. There was no worry about paying bills. There was no worry about, how do I do this? What if I'm judged? None of that existed when you were in that space, right? Of just pure love and light. Oh, yay! I'm so glad. I'm glad, Tasha. I'm glad that was really lovely. Thank you. Ladybug, amazing. Oh, thanks, James. I appreciate all of you for being here. So the solar plexus is the chakra that is typically related to fear and anxiety. So if you notice when you get really anxious that you get a bellyache or a stomach ache, tightness in the chest can occur as well. So that has to do more with the heart chakra, but everything is connected, right? So my encouragement to you this week is to go and buy some flowers. If you can buy some yellow sunflowers, have fresh flowers in your home, or yellow vegetables or yellow fruit. So cutting up lemon, using that in your water this week. Yellow is the color associated with the solar plexus chakra. And this is where, by having yellow in your external environment, can help to soothe you and again remind the body, oh, okay, it's safe to be in my body. It's safe for me to be here. So I definitely recommend. I know, don't you want to stay in that light forever? So I love meditating because I'm trying not to get too excited because I know everybody's very calm. So I'm like trying to keep a soft voice, keep the energy calm, but really I just want to I love to meditate because it's my favorite thing to check out. I don't know if that sounds bad, but I love exploring other dimensions. I love connecting to source. I love just feeling this pure essence of love because I know that that's what I am and that's what you are. So I am right there with you, Ladybug. I want to stay in that space forever. And the beauty is that you can bring that here onto the planet, right? And we can ground that energy. And that's why I love Ladybugs, that you do your gardening. And Sandy, you have your plants. I mean, I think we're all plant people in here. James, you have your gardening, you have your farm. Sandy, you have a citrine bracelet. Oh, that's perfect, yes. Again, I'm trying not to get too loud. I know you guys are relaxed and calm. Yes. Citrine. I think, Tasha, you had also mentioned that you have, what was the stone that you mentioned last night? Yes, so citrine, that would be perfect for the solar plexus. So anything that you can do to remind yourself, right? So you can associate yellow with the solar plexus, and it's just right below the rib cage, right above the belly button. One other thing that you can do throughout this week, if you would like, when you start to feel anxiety, is take a hand, place it right on the solar plexus, right above the belly button. It's kind of hard for you to see. Watson just passed out during the meditation. I'm so proud of him. Yellow jasper, that's right, okay. Yellow jasper, that's another good one. Place your hand right here, again, below the rib cage, or below the breastbone, really, above the navel. And then you can place a hand to your heart and just take a few deep breaths when you're feeling anxiety. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. By focusing on the breath, I'm getting a foot cramp. By focusing on the breath, you're going to kick in that parasympathetic nervous system, right? Which is responsible for allowing us to relax. You struggle to meditate. Yay! I know. You know what? It's really hard. And So I'll share with you a fun story last night. You guys might be interested in this. So when I was meditating last night, I meditate every night before I go to bed. I'm laying in bed, and as I was meditating, I'm the same James. Sometimes I really struggle to meditate. That stupid song by Taylor Swift, Flowers, where it's like, I can buy myself flowers. I don't like that song. And I don't, judge people who like it. Personally, I don't like it because it's really, there's something about it that doesn't feel very loving, right? So I get the whole independent woman thing, but for whatever reason, that song just doesn't do it for me. But it has been programmed in my brain because of TikTok, seeing it everywhere on the platform. And so it was in my mind. So as I was meditating last night, James, I was trying to focus, and that stupid song kept coming and interfering. And so I said, no, I do not consent to this. I don't want this song in my consciousness. I'm trying to meditate. What was really cool, oh, you're outside, good. Your dog wasn't as relaxed. Yeah, I know, it's okay. It happens. In my meditation, here's what happened. All of a sudden, I split into like 3 different people, but I was still myself. So I had a serious Syrian being that was with me, and I think that it was my higher self, but I haven't quite figured that out. But the being took me over here. In my mind's eye, I'm right here, and this being is explaining to me the multidimensionality of us, of people. So again, the song is coming in back here in the back of my mind. I'm, in my mind's eye, I'm here with this being, and we're having this conversation about being multidimensional, and I could feel and see myself back here with my back turned. I know this sounds really crazy. I hope I'm explaining it in a way that makes sense. So in the back of my mind, I'm turned with my back, and I'm like yelling at the song, and I'm like putting up an energetic force field to the song, and I'm like, go away, stop it, I don't want, this is interference, I don't want it. And then I split into another dimension. All of a sudden, here on the right side of my mind, I saw a past life of me being a gladiator, of all things. And I was wearing like red, and the image that I got was like in battle. And I had this gold helmet on and this like red robe. I mean, it looked like something from, I think there's a movie 300 that has those kind of things in it, like the gold and red and whatnot, but that's what it looked like. It was really strange. I saw this past life, which we call them past lives, but they're kind of like, time isn't linear, right? And so this star being that was with me was trying to explain how all of these things could be happening at once, but it was really confusing for my logical brain. So I'm seeing this gladiator life, and I could feel that this was a warrior, that in this life, when I embodied the male body, that I was a warrior and a protector. I wasn't a violent, I'm not violent in this life, but apparently in that life I had no problem being violent and being like a gladiator type. And I say it's gladiator, but I don't know exactly the name of it, but it was definitely warrior-like. And I could feel that he wanted to help the people to remember their power. He wanted to help the people. He didn't like, I could see the king in that life, and he didn't like the king. Even though he worked under the king, he didn't like the fact that there was this one ruler over the people. And I was like, holy cow, that is exactly how I am in this life. So it's really interesting because there's fragments of my consciousness that we have this like similarity with. Now, obviously, I'm not a male in this lifetime. I'm not a gladiator. I'm not under the rule of a king. But in that life, I was being shown what other things that I had done, but the similarities of like, yeah, like I'm here to help people remember nobody is above anybody. You don't need to be ruled over and governed by people. Some people, I mean, we won't go into like, by governed, I mean like, I'm not going to sit here and point a finger at you and tell you what to do, right? So I'm having this conversation with the star being here. My gladiator life is here. And then I'm back here, basically giving the middle finger to that Taylor Swift song. And it was really trippy. And so but basically point of that is that when I was meditating, I would get this interference. And so James, what helped me when I'm meditating is to say, I surrender, I surrender. Over and over again, I surrender. And then when you say that, feel your body sink. Feel yourself going deeper. Because what happens for me anyways, my experience is that my logical mind gets in the way. So I'll see something in a meditation and then my logical brain will be like, oh, that's really cool. What is that? And so then it goes away because now my logical brain has kicked in to try and understand and decode and decipher any messages. And so when that happens, I've been practicing just saying, I surrender, and I want to go deeper. And then that has been helpful for me. So I don't know if that might be helpful for you, but yeah. Oh, you can totally get there. You can totally get there, James. You experience those moments too, Ladybugs? Oh, that's so cool. It was really trippy. I mean, it was just as if this energy field it was all part of the same, right? It was me, but we were split. And there was no disconnection. It was just different experiences happening simultaneously. And then I told my star being, I said, take me somewhere. I would like to go somewhere. And I was taken to a room, and it was off planet. I feel like it was Sirius B was the planet, but I was taken to this room. I could not tell what the room looked like, but I could feel that it was round. So there was no shape to the room. It wasn't like our rooms that are usually square. So it was a round room, and in the center was a giant quartz crystal. It had a point at the top, and it was so fat, you guys. It was like, it was bigger than me, like bigger than an arm, like a human's arm span. It was massive. And there was multiple, so they were like pillars of crystal in the center of the room, and they were illuminated, so they were glowing. And again, this being was there. I could feel a male being. I could not see him, but I could feel the male energy. And then my higher self, I learned, was this star being. So was me from Sirius. And she was explaining to me that I looked at her and I could see her. She had beautiful blue skin. She has really pretty eyes, like just very feminine facial features. We looked similar, but not the same, if that makes sense. And I asked her, I said, you're my higher self. Like, I've been connecting with you for a while, because our higher selves do have a face. Like, it's not just, you can think of it as an energy source, but your higher self is you somewhere out there, right? Connected to source in a different place. And I looked at her and I said, you're my higher self. And she gave me the image, or I gave myself the image. Earlier that day when I was walking Watson, I saw the biggest hawk I have ever seen in my life. This thing came out of nowhere. It appeared, in my mind, it appeared out of thin air. And it was just coming right over my head. Its wingspan was probably 6 feet long. It was so fantastic. I just stood there in awe. I was like, oh my God. And I got this feeling that it was my star family. I just got this feeling that they were with me. And it was really cool because I saw her in the meditation and then the image of the hawk that I had seen yesterday. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh yes, like you are me. Like we are the same. And I'm standing next to this crystal. So fast forward, I'm in the room. Again, I can't really see. It feels dark in the room. I don't know the material, but I do know I could feel the roundness of the room. There was the crystals. I put my hand on the crystal. When I looked down at my arm was blue. My skin was blue. And I started crying because it felt like home. And I could feel that I was part of that. And it's going to make me emotional because it was explained to me by the male in the room. Again, I couldn't really make out who he was, but he explained to me that this room was some sort of a council room where we would gather to discuss reincarnating into different planets and different places. And what I felt was the information that was given to me, and this is just my experience, was that we were discussing me coming to Earth. And I was crying because I wasn't scared to go to Earth. I was sad. I didn't want to leave. But I knew that there was a reason that I was coming to Earth. And yes, energy trying to separate from the past to the current. Exactly. Yep. It's so mind-blowing, you guys. Meditation is the coolest thing ever. That's how I can access, just like you can access. We can all do it. I'm not special. Everybody can do this. So we were having this conversation about me going to Earth, and I was crying, and I began to cry last night because, again, I just felt really sad. I wasn't scared to come to Earth. I was sad because, and I felt this my entire life, that where I'm from, where I come from, I'm like, we don't do this. There's no violence. There's no anger, no hatred. There's disagreement, but there's none of this heaviness, no greed. There's no money. Nobody worries about having a bunch of wealth. So I think that I was scared. I was sad to leave that place because I knew I would be coming to this place where all these things do exist. And maybe that's why I came here, is to help to heal those things, to show people that there's another way of being. Oh, I'm glad, James. Here's the real kicker. And I know I'm going to cry, but I'm standing there. And again, I can see my blue skin. I can feel the male. And then my mom is with me. And my mom is also a starseed and has been connecting with star beings for like over a decade. I mean, she's pretty freaking phenomenal. So my mom is with me, and we're all standing around the crystal, and we're having this discussion. And my mom is not, I knew it was her, but when we were standing around the crystal, she wasn't my mother, right? Like, she was just like a friend or somebody close to me. But I remember standing around the crystal and I could feel her, and she told me, she said, "You won't be going alone." And she said, "I'm going to be with you." And I'm sorry. And I just cried. I just cried because I felt such a peace, and I was like, thank you. I don't want to go to Earth alone. And so in this life, she ends up being my mother. And my mom and I are very close, and we've gone through a lot of trauma together. But it was so beautiful because it was like, we're having this discussion around this crystal of like, okay, Colleen's going to go to Earth. And this other being came in and said, "You won't be alone. You're not going to go alone. I'll be with you." And then here we are. And I just knew that was my mother. I could feel it. And it's so wild. And so that was very emotional, obviously. Whew. But I'm very grateful. I still need to call my mom and tell her what happened. Because I'm like, Mom, we literally were on another planet, standing around looking at this crystal, and we were talking about going to Earth together. We just knew we were going to be with each other. We knew it would be hard, but we wouldn't be alone. Anyways, so then I started having this conversation. Yes, exactly, ladybugs. That's how we all get here on Earth. Yeah, we come from somewhere, multiple planets. There are so many planets, galaxies, systems. I'm reading a lot of Dolores Cannon's books right now. I think it's Keepers of the Garden, and it's a really great book that kind of explains from doing hypnosis regression therapy, where she would regress people under a deep hypnosis, and it would allow for these beings to come through. It would allow for the soul to experience and talk about being on another planet, or being in a past life here on planet Earth, and being, in the war, or being as a child that died early, or whatever the case may be. It's a really good book. I definitely recommend it. You're welcome, Tasha. Sorry, I don't like to cry on the internet, but I just get very overwhelmed when I think about that. So thank you all for letting me share that and say that. What was really funny is when I made the realization that this blue being was my higher self, I was looking at her and I laughed because I said, "Okay, girl, listen, we got work to do on this planet." Okay. I was like, I just want to make money by simply existing. Okay. I don't want to have to work hard for anything, whether it's money or my friendships, my relationships, and by working hard, I don't mean that I don't want to not put effort in. I mean, I don't want there to be this struggle of the government doing X, Y, and Z, and then I can't, the tax system, and anyway. So she understood what I was saying, but I was basically saying I want to put effort in, I want to put the work in, but I don't want to stress over it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to stress and worry and have this energy of fear around sharing my truth and, being able to do those things. James, there is I'm excited. At the end of February, I'm going to be doing a past life hypnosis regression session Her name is Myra on TikTok. Let me show you. She's got a really good TikTok account. Excuse me. And I definitely suggest that you guys follow her because, all right, I'm gonna have to turn this off because my Bluetooth is gonna play TikTok through the speaker and that's gonna be loud. Okay. So her name on TikTok is Myra Soul, wait. Okay. Soul Sign Hypnosis. Um, I can send it to you, but this is what she looks. Oh, wait. Me and technology. So this is what she looks like. And she does a lot of past life regression. She actually studied under Dolores Cannon, I believe. And then she kind of created her own way of regressing people. And so I scheduled a session with her for the end of February, which I'm really excited about. Because older, I was like, I've been kind of connecting with my star family, but also having some trouble, right? Because my logical brain kept coming in. So I wanted to connect with her to see if I could get more information and have my star family come through in a session with her. And she records the sessions and then she'll send it to you so you get to have them for reference. Yeah. Yeah, the ego can be a really tricky one. And I like to think that the ego is like, it is obviously it's an aspect of who I am, but it's not my entirety. And when I realized that the ego was attempting to just protect me, then what I realized was I could become aware of my thoughts and say, like, when my ego began to enter the scene, I knew when it was my ego because it wasn't a thought that came from the heart. So a lot of my thoughts were like, oh, you should do this. Like, oh, you should get back at this person. You're not good enough. People are going to judge you. You should be worried about what you look like and what you say and how you present yourself. I knew that that was ego because I was like, well, the heart is just love. So the heart doesn't know judgment. The heart doesn't have any judgment or worry or concern. And so once I was able to identify what was an ego thought versus what was a heart thought, then I was able to actually quiet the ego. So a trick that my mom actually taught me, so I can't take credit for it. My mom is amazing, you guys. So she told me, she said, when you have an ego thought, you can simply say, you know what, ego, I see you, I hear you, but I'm not going there. And that really helped me when I was going through my breakup recently because I wanted to, you know, I didn't want to be violent, but I wanted to like call him up and cuss him out and tell him, you know, how wrong he did me and how he abandoned me and how he was a piece of work and all that stuff. But I knew that was my ego. So I would literally be taking a shower, having those thoughts, and I would say, all right, ego, I get it. You're angry. We're not going there. You know, we're going to bring it back to the heart. Yeah. You know what, James? One of the best things I can recommend is notice what it feels like when you're in your ego. Notice what it feels like when you're in your heart. So, for instance, if you may not understand the ego feeling, and you could, but if you have a hard time discerning between the two, again, I just really bring it back to think of how it feels when you're outside, when you're grounded on the planet. Think of how it feels when we just did that meditation of being in the forest. Think of that feeling, and that know that that feeling of being fulfilled, being a whole being, just feeling like you're connected to everything, that's the heart. The heart is the portal. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ladybug, I was like, you know, I had friends that were like, "Well, I'll go slash his tires." I was like, "No, no, 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 no. We don't do that. I don't want that karma." You know, I was and I had to stop communicating with this person because I said, "I'm not in a place to give you any kind of love. You know, I'm going to give you the hard, cold, hard truth." And I said, "I don't want to be responsible. I'm responsible for my frequency. I'm responsible for everything I say and I do. I don't want to be responsible for what I may or may not say to you because right now I don't have anything nice to say to you." So basically, James, point of the story, remember the feeling when you're in your heart space. And then when you have an ego thought, so when you're feeling worried about maybe how you're perceived, how you come across, what people are going to think of you, recognize that feeling. And then that's how you can begin to kind of discern and do the dance between the two of, oh, this is an ego feeling. This doesn't feel good to me. Or, oh, this is my heart. My heart is giving me everything that I need. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it was rough. It was very rough. But that's, again, that's why I said I had to close that door with this person. And they tried to come back and make connection. And I just held my boundary. And because again, I knew I didn't want to be karmically held responsible for cussing them out. Oh, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to go there with them, you know? I was like, nope, not today, Satan, not today. We're not going to do that. So I sent him on his way in love and I just ended the soul contract. I brought my energy back to me. I gave him back his, you know. One of the things too, I think is interesting is if you've heard of like cutting cords with people energetically. Personally, I think it's very jarring. I mean, it's jarring anytime you end, you know, remove energy from people. Um, but you're the person I want to listen when my ego is trying. Oh, Ladybug, you can. I'll text you, girl. I still have your number from your order. I'll text you. You text me. You'd be like, "Girl, my ego's going off." I'd be like, "Okay, let's breathe. Okay, like go get your rage out. Throw an orange against the tree. I don't know. Do something else." um, I don't like to think of it as cutting cords because I think that if you cut something, you leave the end frayed, right? So, and again, maybe it's nitpicky, but for me in my mind, what works best is to think of unhooking any energetic cords I have with that person. So rather than severing something between that person and I will just imagine my energy being unhooked and released from them, from their energy field, and I'm bringing that energy back to me and I'm giving them back their energy so they get to, I'm unhooking any energy on me from them. Because for whatever reason, I feel like cutting cords is just, I don't know. Anybody else with me on that, or is it just me? I think when you cut something, you know, you're severing that connection. And again, you could have this frayed feeling at the end. Like I imagine cutting a string and having it be kind of frayed at the ends. So I think people are going to feel it when you start releasing energy cords from people, bringing your energy back in. People will feel it. They will feel it. And they'll be like, what the hell's happening? They won't even know what's going on, but they will feel it. So, okay. I feel like now I'm just rambling. And now, look, now I'm like got all this energy. Okay, my friends. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed that meditation. Again, I'll be doing it. I wanted to keep it at like 20 minutes. And look, here we are, almost an hour later. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Sunday. This meditation will stay up. So if you want to go back and do it again, um, okay. Thanks, James. I love you, my friend. Enjoy the day. Oh, you visualize scissors and cut, then I take care of the frayed it. Oh, there you go. I like that, Sandy. That's perfect. I like that because you are, if you're visualizing cutting it with scissors, great. And then you take care of the frayed ends by taking a self-love bath. That's amazing. I love that. Ah, that is so perfect. You got the wrong, oh, Jen. No, no worries, my friend. I know I got to figure out the time zone things too. But no worries. If you want to go back and watch the meditation, you can, or you can wait until next Sunday as well. But these will stay up online. Um, that is awesome. I love it. All right, my friends, I'm going to hop off here because I actually have to go potty. So don't want to do that on live. Thank you all for joining. Again, we'll be doing it next Sunday. And I'll try and keep it at that 20-30 minute mark, but obvious. So for the meditation itself, and then we can chat afterwards about the experience. But the meditation itself, I'm trying to keep at 20 to 30 minutes, just a heads up. So lots of love. Yes, Tasha, thank you. Mwah. I love it. I love all of our TikTok friends are here. I love you, Ladybugs. I know your real name, but I don't want to use your real name on the internet if you're not comfortable with it. So I'm just going to call you Ladybugs. So, all right, my friends. Mwah. I love you all. I'll see you on TikTok and here next Sunday. Bye.